yeah, they're all right. They're light, they're tough. Always put these clips in just slightly staggered because,
you know what? I probably, to be fair, I take it all back. They're not a bad sort of design actually. I've done it before where you drill these resin worktops and it just knackers your bit. Pull it out. Yeah, the system's all up, running, fine. Holding pressure. We don't want to cook the painters anymore because he was fucking 36 stone when he started this morning. Now look at the size of him. Right, you wanted a review on these little trainers I bought because my Reeboks are absolutely knackered, so I ended up going to Screwfix, buying a pair of these. Where's the other one? A pair of these Dewalt sort of work shoes, work trainers. So I'll turn it around and let you know just exactly what I think. So here they are. I've had them probably 2-3 weeks now, something like that. Yeah, they're all right. They're light, they're tough. I will say the laces at the front bind together quite tightly, so if you've got little feet, if that makes sense, not wide feet, little feet, they'll be really tight together. But my only concern is, which a lot of you will probably already know, is because they've got a steel toe cap on the front, it's sort of there, it comes right down to here. So you know, when we're kneeling down in front of like airing cupboards or baths or toilets or whatever, and you're bending over like that metal toe cap bit there does dig in a little bit into your toes. So what I would say is they're good for like building sites, perfect houses that like that house renovation that's like a site sort of thing. But if you want to go into a normal house, just use a pair of trainers basically. But yeah, they are all right. Right, back at it, Monday morning for me, a sunny Monday morning, hence the shades. Right, today we're going back to the house renovation. I weren't there at all last week, hence why I managed to get a load of little bits and bobs sorted on other jobs, which was fine, caught up with them a little bit. But back majority, well, in fact, all of this week I think is going to be the house renovation, doing things like connecting up the kitchens, connecting up the kitchen sinks, shower risers, connecting a couple of rads that we had to leave off due to decorating, just like the little bits come near the end that we've got to sort out. So we're going to pick some bits up now from Plum Base, and we'll get over there and see if we can get a parking space, because no doubt there's going to be 87 different trades there all nicking the street. So we'll see where we can put the van. Right, so we got this rad here, but the pipe work comes down in this cupboard here, so that there's going to be a board that covers that. So the pipes will be internal, but what we're going to do is drill through that skirting, through there, run along the outside, along the skirting with these decorative like school board clips, so it just looks a little bit neater, and then around to the rad. So it's just about getting it all level. So you'll mark the clips out first, then drill through, so you know you're at the right sort of height. Right, that's the clips in place. Always put these clips in just slightly staggered, because otherwise you'd never get to do them up if that screw is directly under there. So just stagger them ever so slightly. You can get to both of them there. Little tip. Right, got the kitchen sink going here. We've got to drill through this worktop at some point for the tap to come out up there somewhere. But we've got hot with an ISO baller fix, cold off the dishwasher, off of the sink, off of the outside tap. We've got a check valve to go in there yet. I just wanted to get it on and connected in for the minute. We'll get the waste sorted underneath. It's an IKEA sink, IKEA kitchen to be fair. So we know the waste is going to be a pain in the arse already. Right, so what we've got here then, we've got the kitchen sink waste, the strainers, the actual bit that goes on the bottom, and they're on like a telescopic, they slide in and out because we've got to get the sink, the shelf underneath. So I'll show you. It sits up there into position, and then the back of it will slide back
right flush with the pipe so that the drawer can go in and be able to go all the way back, which is quite handy.
Do you know what? I probably, to be fair, I take it all back. They're not a bad sort of design actually, because you can pull that and push it right back so that the drawer goes right in, and then we just got to get a mechanical coupler off here just to put that waste into. Right, so this is the tap that's going in, and this is like a resin worktop. So I've done it before where you drill these resin worktops and it just knackers your bit. So I've got an old bit just to make sure it doesn't, if it does knacker it, I'm not too bothered, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Not too bad. There you go. And the teeth are still in it. That's all right then. Perfect. Right, if I show you something, you'll know exactly what I mean. The dreaded fucking weight. You know, on the taps that you pull out, and have the weight on to drag it back in. Well, I've yet to fit one that works well, so we'll connect this one up now and see how it goes. So it clamps onto where that white bit is on there, and do you know what, it's not too bad. I'll say it again, IKEA stuff. Pull it out and you just need that little bit just to push it back in. It's not too bad actually, to be fair. There we go, all sorted. Do you know what, those wastes aren't too bad actually for IKEA. So we're heat testing the final part of what could be the stressful time, but as soon as you get heat onto a system and all the rads are getting hot, flows and returns are getting hot water's coming out of the hot tap, you know, you sort of cracked it. So it's been on, I wasn't here yesterday, we got it on tail end of Monday, got the heat on tail end of Monday. So I've got basically, he's got my own Tado system, so I've got control of the whole system on my phone through an app. So I've been monitoring it, everything from system pressure to whether there's windows open, or it's a really good system to be fair. I've got a fucking sweat on because it's boiling now. So I'm down in the basement, we've got these two rads down here, got that one and one in the other room. They're getting piping hot. Basically the whole house is piping hot. There was a couple of rads when I got here this morning that had just like airlocked, hadn't got the heat to it, so I've just cracked them. They're fine, they're getting heat through now. So I'll just take you up here, spin you around, and yeah, system's all up, running, it's fine. It's holding pressure. We've turned the hot water off for the minute because we've only got a couple of sinks in use. Boiler's running, fine, got the system pressure, heat output, temperature. I think it's on 75 at the minute, but what I'm going to do, knock it down to 65, just leave it ticking over for the day. But we don't want to cook the painters anymore because he was fucking 36 stone when he started this morning. Now look at the size of him, sweated it all off. But yeah, all the rads are getting hot. So we basically just monitor the system for the day while we get some other little bits done. Right, this is the last rad to connect up onto the system for now. We've got one more left to do in the cloakroom, the other side of that wall, but that won't be for a while yet. So literally we've just hooked them on here. We'll just get the clips along the bottom of here now, along in copper, straight into the bottom of this rad here. Fill this up, and then that's all the rads on and heat tested in the building, which is good. It's what we like to see. Right, so we've got the clips on here, all the way along the bottom. Again, we're just going for the decorative sort of school board clips. Connected on there, so what we'll do now, we'll get these tails connected up, soldered up, and then we can get some water and heat into this one.
we go, that one's piped up. So we turn the valves onto it and get this one filled up. Right, I am absolutely sweating in this house now with this heating on, which is good, at least we know it's working. Right, what I'm going to do now is get all these up and seal around the trays, silicone around the trays on the uprights, and the same with the baths. We can do that, close the doors, and then it will go off overnight, and then I can get the screen and whatnot on tomorrow. So what I've got to do is take this up, completely clean it down. I've got some wipes and that. To completely clean all this, clean all the edges, and then get some silicone in there. Right, so that's the tray all wiped down. We've got that completely clean, wiped it all over, wiped the uprights down, so they're all clean. So now we've got the silicone. Got some big wipes here to clean it down, silicone, and in here I've got water and fairy liquid, and I've just got my silicone scrapers here. So what we'll do is we'll put a bead of silicone all the way around, squirt over with a fairy liquid solution, and then uprights do the same thing, and then literally just scrape it off with, I think we're going to use, probably use an 8mm. If I do an 8mm first, see what it looks like. I think that'll be perfect in here, to be fair. So we'll get that in. Right, so pumped all the silicone in, all around the outside. So now we'll just spray it over and then take it off with the silicone tool. What have we got? So we're going to go for the 8mm. So it is literally as easy as this. So that goes on that goes onto the wall profile, like so. There we go, perfectly siliconed up around the shower tray and up the side of the walls. So the best bit of kit is these little scrapers. I've got my ones from Screwfix smoothing tool. So get yourself a set of them. Get yourself a set of them, a little squeegee spray bottle and some big wipes, and you'll be away. Right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment below, and I'm going home early because England are playing football. So I'll catch you Sunday, hopefully. Well, depends. Do I do a video for Sunday? Because hopefully we're in the Euro Cup final. We'll see. Laters.